I'm Evelyn Griffith.
Yes.
From Jonesboro, Tennessee.
Okay.
And I've been using the water for about 3 months.
Okay.
And I've gotten a lot better.
All right.
When I first started, I was having trouble walking. Having trouble eating.
Right.
And I have gotten a lot better in the last 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay. So you believe in conjuring water?
I do. And I think the water has really helped me.
All right. Have I solicited your, let's say, you paid you to do this?
No.
You're doing this on your own volition, right?
I'm doing it on my own.
And you really believe that this is good for folks?
I do.
And you believe it can help people?
I do.
Okay. So you highly recommend that people use this water?
I do.
Okay.
Especially if they're sick. Because I've got lupus, shrinking lung syndrome, and I'm having trouble with my esophagus, a pocket on the side, and a hernia at the bottom of it.
Okay.
And this has helped all my trouble.
Wonderful.
I was having trouble eating, and I can now eat a little bit more.
Good. Good. So you find
I don't eat too much.
You found, yeah, we all have a problem with that. You found miraculous effects from it then?
I have.
Okay. Well, I really appreciate you giving your testimony, your witness of the water today and the miracle effects.
You're welcome.
God bless you. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, Evelyn, so tell us about what happened.
Well, I had trouble walking.
Okay.
And I just started on the water about 2 months.
All right.
I got to where I could walk a lot better.
Okay.
And I can now walk 2 miles a day.
Whoa. Amazing. Amazing. Yeah, thank you.
Hi, my name is Trish Wells, and I'm from Ontario. And I just want to tell you a little bit myself. In 1998, I was diagnosed with having lupus. Lupus is an autoimmune disease that attacks the organs. And so I was talking with my doctor, and he suggested that I go through chemotherapy. And didn't give me much of a choice, because if I didn't, I would probably be hooked up to a dialysis machine today or having a transplant. So I decided, okay, I'll go along and do the chemotherapy. It was very hard, and in the end of it, it gave me really bad side effects, which was chronic pain, inflammation, and acid reflux, and I was unable to sleep maybe 1 or 2 hours a night having this chemo. So I came to BC in October of last year, and my daughter and son-in-law said, "Mom, you need to drink this Kangen water." So I thought, okay, it's just water, what's it going to do to me? So, okay, I started drinking the water. Well, within a week, I was sleeping like a baby. I've never slept that good my whole life. So, okay, there's 1 point for the Kangen water. So after that, I just kept drinking the water, 9.5 Kangen water, and noticed soon that my chronic pain was gone. And I was able to walk and even run a little, which I couldn't do in years. So, okay, there's another 2 point for this Kangen water I thought was the best. So, okay, I'm drinking it and drinking it and drinking it. I have been on the Kangen water now for 5 months, and it's just amazing. I found that myself that, you know, I don't even need my motor scooter, which I was having to use. I couldn't walk. At times I could walk, but it was very painful. So now I also notice now after 5 months, I'm no longer having to take my medication, which is a bonus to me because I do not like taking medicine. So I also did Chinese medicine, which was really helpful too at the time. And right now I'm at a point in my life that I think that I'm going to keep taking this Kangen water because there's nothing better than this Kangen water to drink. It's so pure. So I'd like to give a special thanks to Mr. Cheryl for this great gift of true health he has given to each and every one of us. For drinking the water. Change your water and change your life, as it's done for me.
Hey Elena, how are you?
Good, thanks, Linda.
Would you like to share a little bit of your story? Because I'm just blown away by your story.
Sure, I'd love to talk about my testimony. I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis and lupus and fibromyalgia about 2 years ago. As you know, lupus and rheumatoid arthritis is very painful. It affects your joints. Anyway, this girl told me about this guy named Peter, that he would be able to help me. After seeing so many doctors, I was putting chemo, steroids, name it, morphine for the pain, but nothing was helping me. I was feeling like I was dying. So when this girl told me to go see Peter, I told my husband, you know what? I gotta go see somebody. I can't live my life like this anymore. So my husband and I, we were actually going to UCLA to see other specialists, hoping I would find, because in my heart I felt that they had to be a way. I couldn't live with this pain anymore. So we ended up coming to Peter's house, my husband and I. The doors were wide open. Walked into Peter's kitchen, and there was Peter and Linda, his wife. And I remember I looked at them and I said, I'm here because somebody told me about you, that you help people with illnesses. And so I told him what I was going through, and he started teaching me about simple things, simple changes, and then drinking water. I started drinking water. I have my experience.
What kind of water?
Kangen water.
Did you drink water before you drank Kangen water?
Regular water, the bottled water.
Well, yeah, I was drinking regular water, but I have never experienced anything after started drinking the Kangen water, because I felt something in my stomach. They had already told me that my liver and my pancreas were inflamed, but I felt this, when I started drinking this water, I just felt something like going through my body, and then constantly I had to go to the bathroom. And I mean, I got to Peter's house about 2:30 in the afternoon. We didn't leave Peter's house about 10:30 that night. When I left Peter's house, I had no more pain.
You can go check on the baby if you want.
Peter showed me, taught me. He taught me changes, how to eat certain foods that I shouldn't eat, and drink the water. Drink the water every day. So I've been following Peter's.
Did you get the machine?
Yes, I did.
And how much do you drink the water every day fresh?
I cannot be without my water. I drink my water every day fresh.
So let me ask you a question. How much do you feel that the water helped you? And how are you doing right now, first of all?
I am doing wonderful.
How's your pain level?
My pain level is down to 0.
And you told me you just went back to the doctor's yesterday?
I went back to my doctor's last week.
Come see the little baby.
Last week. I haven't seen my doctor since September.
Oh, wait, sorry. Here, still go in there more so you can see it.
Since
You guys are
September.
cute.
This is my little grandbaby. I wasn't able to hold him then, but now I love holding him because my hands were not able to hold nothing because the arthritis. Anyways.
He looks like both of you. He looks like you and Louis, I see. So what happened? What did the doctor tell you?
My doctor walked in, and she looked at me. She said, what is going on? And I looked at her and said, why? She said, because your labs are out within the normal range. She said, you're in remission. What remission means is that the rheumatoid, the lupus, and the fibromyalgia, they're no longer showing. So she was very happy. She also told me I lost 25 pounds from September to now. And I basically told her what I've been doing. I told her I've changed my diet. I've been drinking this water. And she was really happy. My doctor was like, she told me, she said, you made my day. She said, because I've taken control of my life.
So let me ask you a question. How do you feel when you don't have your water?
No, I get scared. When I don't have my
Pain
water,
comes back.
yes, I feel I can't be without my water.
Would you like to help other people out there to live healthier life and feel better?
I love to help other people because I understand pain is a horrible, horrible monster, and if we don't share our testimonies to others, then we're not helping.
Okay,
I
this
love
is
to
Gina,
help.
and she would like to share her testimony about the water. Just tell them how long you've been drinking the water.
I've been drinking the alkaline water for about 2 weeks, and so the first week I bought 4 bottles, and I actually ran out. So this past week I was actually having flare-ups. I have lupus, and so I noticed that there is a difference in my body, and I can't wait to start drinking it again because now I won't my body will be able to feel better.
All right. So, do you think the water is helping?
I think it is, and it's anointed, so it's a double blessing.
Amen. Thank you.
Carly, you brought in a picture today. This doesn't look like you, but tell me a little bit about this picture.
This is when I had systemic lupus. I was really sick on 17 different medicines. I was introduced to the water when I was at a place called In Shape, and I started drinking the water. 4 weeks after drinking the water, it started changing my life, and this is me today.
All right.
Kangen water has given me my life back. It is something that I drink every day. I share it with everyone I know. My body wasn't sick, it was thirsty. I was on 17 medicines. Today I am drug-free. Thank you.
Hello YouTube, Yolanda Sidney here to talk to you a little bit about my struggle with lupus and all of its debilitating symptoms. Starting in about October 2013, I started to experience swelling in my right hand. I thought it was odd, and it was on a Sunday. So on Monday, the other hand started to have some swelling, just a few of my fingers. I called the doctor, I made an appointment, of course. The appointment was going to be in a couple of days. Before I could even get to the appointment, my other joints started to hurt, like my knees. I was having problems walking, standing up quickly out of a chair or sitting down. It was just a really interesting process. I get to the doctor a couple of days later, tell them what's happening. He says to me, okay, well, I think you might have some type of arthritis, but I'm not sure. It could just be a virus. So I'm going to give you some antibiotics, and you're going to take those for about 6 days. If this doesn't work, you're probably going to start to experience more pain and more discomfort, and we'll have more tests run if that happens. Sure enough, on like the 6th or 7th day, again, I felt really sick, probably because I was taking something that I didn't need to take because I didn't have a virus. And it became worse. Then my right foot started to hurt. Then shortly after that, my left foot started to hurt. And between October and February of the following year, I went to so many different doctors trying to get an answer as to what was wrong with me. They all suspected that I had rheumatoid arthritis, or RA, or lupus. And I was tested, I promise you, at least 4 times. I tested negative for those things. Well, the medication that you need to take, whether you have RA or lupus, is pretty strong medication involving steroids. So unless they know for sure that you have those diseases, they won't prescribe anything to you. Well, it's becoming really bad. I'm still trying to go to work. I feel like I'm going from someone who's in their 40s to someone in their 80s very quickly with no idea of what's wrong and no idea what medication to take for the pain that I was experiencing in my joints and the discomfort that I started to just feel on a daily basis. So eventually it got so bad that even when my little daughter, who at the time was probably 2.5, would just hold my hand, hold my fingers, it would hurt. I would feel like I could just jump on the ceiling and just claw because it was so painful. So I knew I had a problem. I just didn't know what. Fortunately and unfortunately, in February of 2014, I got so sick, so disoriented. I felt so foggy. My breathing was so laborious that I had to go to the ER. I remember calling my mom that day and saying, Mom, I'm going to call my primary care physician, but if they can't see me today, we need to go to ER. I called them and they called me back and said, we can't see you until about 4 o'clock today. It was about 8:30 in the morning, and I just felt like we can't wait till then. We have to go. So I called my mom and said, come and get me, and we go to the ER. And they said that my oxygen level in my blood was so low that they put me on oxygen and said, we're going to admit you because we need to find out what's wrong. And the ER doctor said, I think you have an autoimmune disease. He didn't say which one. So I was there for 14 days in total and found out that I, in fact, had lupus. I finally tested positive. That was probably the 5th time I had been tested through that process. And it was a relief to know what it was, that I could finally be treated for it, and released to go home after 14 days. Well, during that process, so now it's March of 2014, during that process, I am still, I'm getting better. I'm using oxygen at home. I have an oxygen machine, oxygen tanks at home, and I was getting better, but not having any energy to do anything for myself. I couldn't do simple things like clean for myself, cook for myself, do the laundry, things that I would normally do for the family. I could not do. and some things I would normally do for myself, just cleaning my rooms, things we take for granted. I couldn't bend my hands and fingers like this. I had to do things very slowly. So if this was painful for you to do, this is something you take for granted, this action. Imagine your whole body, things that you normally do, you can't do for yourself because it kind of hurts. So someone has to do things for you all the time. So in my mind, I'm like, well, I'm getting better, right? Sort of, but I have no energy, and and mentally I kind of feel a little foggy still, even when I'm using oxygen. So I'm forcing myself, basically. I'm fighting. I'm like, God, I know what kind of disease this is. If you stay still, you'll go out. So you have to make sure that you keep active. So I would go on walks with my husband and my children, even with the oxygen machine. Sometimes they would carry it, and then after a couple of days of walking, I got strong enough that I could carry the machine myself in like a little backpack. And I wanted more. If that was the extent of how my life was going to be after, finding out I had lupus, I wanted more. Sure enough, one of my sons who was on the basketball team, he was getting Kangen water from school. He started bringing it home to me and telling me all about this presentation he saw. And he said, and Mom, I heard them say something about it'll help you with inflammation. And you always talk about being inflamed, that your joints hurt, they're inflamed. So I said, my mom will drink this water. So I said, you know what, son, it can't hurt. And sure enough, when I drank it, I noticed right away that it tastes different. It was sweeter. And I'm like, who can taste water? Water tastes like nothing, but this tastes really good to me. He was bringing it home. He was bringing me like a gallon every other day. And I wanted more water. And I started noticing that I had a little bit more energy. So I said, I want to talk to whoever it is that's doing this at your school. And there was going to be a presentation. So my husband and I went and heard the presentation. We couldn't stay for the whole thing. So we left right before they did a major thing in the presentation. So I talked with Arnold Donato, and he was able to come over to our home during spring break of this year in March. And then we were able to hear the full presentation. Immediately, before he could even finish, I knew I wanted my own machine now. I'm tired of just getting water from the machine that he had at the school. I wanted my own machine. And I wanted it not just for me, but for my kids too, for my family, my mother-in-law who lives here, who's almost 80 years old soon. I wanted all of us to have the benefits of having more energy. I also started noticing, again, my machine came and was installed by April 1st. Every week, I just decided I was gonna see if I had any weight loss. I was losing 1.5 pounds. Next week I try again. I lost 2 more pounds. I said, whoa, this is amazing. The only thing I changed was the water. I was already eating pretty healthy, juicing and all the rest. So the only difference was I was drinking Kangen water. So I wanted to make sure that I got this from my family and that I tell every family member and friend that I know. And I know a lot of folks who are dealing with autoimmune diseases, diabetes, if you have thyroid disease, all these things are autoimmune diseases, not just lupus. People hear lupus and think it's really big, but there are other things they don't even think about. And so I wanted to share this with people. I'm sharing them the gift of having a better life, having less inflammation, less pain, more energy, and a bonus for all the women, weight loss as well. So I encourage you, if you're interested in having a better quality of life, give me a call.
What we're looking at here is the flagship product of Enagic, the SD501. Now, this is an actual installation in the kitchen, and to install this unit, it takes about 10 to 15 minutes. It can be installed in any type of faucet in the kitchen. The way you turn on the unit is by basically
power on, Kangen water 9.5.
Pressing that button. Okay, now, when you turn on your faucet, you have all the different settings that you normally have. In other words, if you want the spray is there. If you want just the normal setting, it's there. But once I move this setting to the Enagic, it's going to start diverting the water into the unit. The first thing it does is it goes through a double carbon antibacterial filter here. In other words, it's going to sterilize the water. It's going to clean the water. After that, the water is going to go through 7 platinum-coated titanium plates. And what it's doing is it's going to charge the water, and it's going to split the water. The good water is going to come out up here. And the bad water is going to be discarded to this bottom hose over here. Now, as you can see here, the unit makes different types of waters. The first one is the drinking water, the alkaline water. It makes 3 types of alkaline water. 8.5,
Kangen water 8.5, Kangen water
9.0,
Kangen water 9.5,
and 9.5. Now, we suggest that if you are getting the water, you begin with the 8.5, okay? And then a week later, you go to the 9.0, and then eventually, you'll land up at 9.5 or 9.0, okay? Now, let me give you some of the side effects of the Kangen water. They're very minor. One is it hydrates your brain in 30 seconds. The water is microcluster, so it goes all over the body, which means sometimes people get a head rush and they think they have a slight headache. That goes away in a few seconds. If it doesn't happen, it's probably not going to happen. That's the first side effect. Next, you're going to detox, which means the water is going to start cleaning your body. You might go to the restroom a little bit more, okay? Third is you're going to sleep better. The reason why is because the water hydrates your brain. Your brain produces melatonin. Melatonin helps you sleep. And the last side effect is your energy is going to skyrocket. If you're drinking the water on a daily basis, what the water does is it allows your body to produce serotonin. And serotonin, by the way, increases your energy. Those are the 4 minor side effects of the Kangen alkaline water. Okay, now I'm going to show you real quick. First of all, obviously, this is the drinking water that you drink at home. Now, it's very important that when you go out, you have some kind of, this is what I have. See this bottle right here? Instead of getting bottles and throwing them away and all these plastic bottles, I've been using this bottle now for 5 years. Great for the environment, by the way. Now, for restaurants, the water that you saw coming out of here goes in this kind of bottle. As a matter of fact, we have several restaurants using these bottles as part of their profit center. Now, when I give the water away to somebody, I normally use a 1-gallon jug. This is the 1 gallon, okay? You can actually get them where the tops lock, and you can get this in 45, 50 at a time. This is what I use to give the water to people. The next water, clean water, is neutral water, clean water. It says right here for medication. Some other uses to it, I like drinking my coffee with alkaline water because I like my coffee a little bit stronger. My wife likes drinking her coffee neutral, so she uses the regular neutral water. The next water is called beauty water.
Beauty water.
When you press this yellow button over here, the unit is going to produce what I believe to be the most popular water in Enagic, and that's the facial toner. Now, when you get this water and you put it in a spray bottle like this, when you spray it in your face, it feels like your skin is actually going, it's sucking the water in. It actually provides a toner which they sell at the department stores. If you don't know what facial toner is, just go to any Nordstrom's, Macy's, cosmetic department, ask them for facial toner. That's what they give you. They run $30 all the way up to $60, depending on if you purchase Maybelline or Lancome. Now, the reason why when you spray your face, it feels like your skin is sucking it in, is because the pH of your skin is 5.5. And this is what this water is, 5.5. Look what it's done for my skin. I've been using it for 5 years. It's absolutely phenomenal. I bring 3 or 4 of these with me at all times. Imagine getting facial toner at no cost, as much as you want. My wife likes to wash her face in it. I like to wash my face. And by the way, with this unit, you get unlimited facial toner. Imagine the savings just with that one button. You're going to love the facial toner that this SD501 produces. When you press this orange button,
strong acidic water.
This unit is going to produce the two final waters. One of them is called the strong acidic water. That comes out of the bottom here. It's 2.5 acidic water. Now simultaneously, while it's producing that water, here on the top is going to come out strong alkaline water, which is 11.5 in pH. Now let me explain to you what each one does. By rinsing your fruits and vegetables in this water, it'll take out the pesticides, germicides, and insecticides and clean it thoroughly. Now, because of its cleaning power, if you take this water that's coming out of here and put it in a spray bottle, like I have right here, see this? This is actually the best cleaner for all of your marble, all of your kitchen, your oven, your stainless steel kitchen doors. It'll out-clean your Fantastic. It'll out-clean your 409. It'll out-clean your Mr. Clean. This water will out-clean most of the cleaners you have in your kitchen. It actually has the ability to emulsify oil, and you will not believe the shine it leaves on granite counters. It is one of the best kitchen cleaners that I've ever seen. It has the ability to kill 99% of all bacteria in about 30 seconds. Salmonella, E. coli, staph, mold, fungus. It's great for disinfectants. As a matter of fact, if you put this water in a spray bottle like this, okay, and if you have any type of skin rash, eczema, psoriasis, if you know someone or if you have athlete's feet, fungus on your nails, you will not believe how fast this water helps and how good it works. As a matter of fact, they use this water to disinfect surgical equipment in many of the hospitals in Asia. If you have a pet that has a rash, you just take this water and you spray it on that. You know, some people buy things like Purell and Lysol to disinfect things. You know, as a matter of fact, sometimes they want to disinfect their hands. See that? That kills 99.9% of all bacteria in about 30 seconds. Imagine how much money you can save by using just this one product. So there you have it. That's the SD501. Now, a couple of other things about the unit. It's designed to last 25 years or longer. There are no moving parts. That's the reason the unit lasts so long. Also, it's self-cleaning, which means there's no maintenance. Here, take a look at this. I don't know if you heard that, but it said it cleans it. The unit is now cleaning itself. It has the ability to clean itself, and when it's done, it will tell you. I believe that this is the next kitchen appliance that the majority of households out there is going to own. Not only in the United States, but in the entire world. You have to remember, in Japan, 1 out of every 6 homes right now already has an ionizer. In the entire world, no one owns it. Have you ever heard of timing?